It's like a crazy blockbuster, like what we went through.
Like, I mean, anyone's looking out, for a next TV idea, reach out to us, Tom Cruise. It is a refugee story, right? We leave home and come to UK and settle down. But in reality, it's a story of family. It's a story of us three boys, mum and dad, and that crazy journey. The journey is the backdrop, but essentially the fundamental core thing that I feel like the play is family, is love, which is universal.
Yeah, brothership.
Yeah, brotherhood.
Brotherhood sounds better.
Three Musketeers.
How did The Boy with Two Hearts overall start?
I've never written a book.
Have you read a book? From start to end?
Yes, The Boy with Two Hearts. But, book wasn't my thing, right? And then when Hussein passed away, and we were doing a post to say, his funeral is in a few days' time, and then people would respond in saying, he helped me emotionally, financially, he was there for me, he did this. That's where it hit me, that I was like, actually, we need to share his story. So let's start at the beginning. When we were kids, we always knew there's something outside of our bubble. So this is year 2000, under Taliban sort of ruling, which was just horrible. Over time, mum gets frustrated. She's telling these kids, you go chase your dreams, and then they don't have none of that, from education, from life, from choices. So she says, enough, I'm gonna just stand up and be the voice for the voiceless. I'm just gonna talk. I'm gonna just say what's in my mind.
Yeah.
Just like that, over that speech, the Taliban says, execution order. And that's what we had to literally leave everything behind.
Our oldest brother Hussein had a very severe heart complex.
As soon as we left home, the focus was about Hussein and quickly get him to UK. I just felt like I had to stop being a child because I knew it's a crazy journey. What about you?
So for me, I didn't realize the danger or the depth of the journey.
So Russia, 6 months.
Yeah.
That was scary. For me, that was the first time I was like, I don't belong here. From Russia, the jungle, that 4x4, just going through it, and all I remember is me banging my head at top of the roof because it was just bouncing up and down. That actually happened. We were there holding on to our lives and then just dropping us in the middle of a jungle, and it just drives off and we're like, what's next?
Coming to the UK, going to school, that is like the first moment that you're almost being a normal teenager. There was a maths class and I knew what is 2 + 2 or what is 8.
What is 2 + 2?
I knew the rest of that 5. Or like, what's the times table? I knew the answers, but I couldn't say it, which was like even more annoying. I'm going, I know this, but I can't say it. And then I had moments, I remember, like after a few weeks, I put my hand up and then they say, and I'm like, why did I put my hand up? I don't know the words in English.
To go to book, Wales Millennium Centre, National Theatre, just seems unreal. But when I say out loud, it isn't, because we're here right now. So Phil Porter, big shout out, Phil, if you're watching this. He did an amazing job.
Yeah.
And he was asking constantly, like, what do you think about this? And I was like, well, I wouldn't say this. I would say it this way. And then you would say, I wouldn't say this. And before we know it,
we were script writers.
No, we had our own spin on it. And it felt like these are the words that we'd say and mum and dad would say and Hussein would say. And I think that's what made it really, really authentic. I'm going to put it there.
Out the way.
Bestseller.
Don't look at the camera, pretend. Sorry, book guy.